So this is Players Awakening review with Horla. Now this video is going to be slightly longer than the Hamel or the Corporal video because Corporal, I already did a video on her, so I did a brief overview and I linked my original review. Nothing much has changed, but I did list the changes that you would want and did go over a brief overview in her video. And Hamel, you know I did there. So Horla is more complicated yet simple. Most players only use her for carry mode. She's one of the strongest supports in the game because of her unique abilities. She's the only Awaker that does all of this. So depending on what form you're in, she gives a different buff. There's a whole metaphor mechanic that 99% of players ignore. You're not going to care about this. 99% of players who use her only use her for Carol song, or joy, or happiness. This has been retranslated 3 times so far. So this is joy, or it used to be joy. I'm going to call it joy because, you know, old habits die hard. So her entire mechanic in most realms, you play this, and then you never play another one of her card but this. But her effect is depending on which leap effect she has, which buff, she buffs her team. So if you're in anger mode, the damage dealt by all Awakers increased by 21%. If you're in sad mode, this used to be sad, or now it's grief, but this is sad mode, all your shield and HP effects and your strength down effects are increased. That means if you're stealing strength, you know, subtracting strength with Hamel or other units or to wheel, it's buffed by 21%. If you're getting shields with caster or heals, it's buffed by 21%. Now, Carol. This is what everyone uses. All the alienness gen is increased, but also, this is the only card that does this in the game. Arith and command cards are retained until next turn. That means, in some meme comps, which I'll show an image of probably after this clip, you can store up to thousands of Arithmetica, thousands of whatever. It's the only Awakener. Let's say you have 5 mana and you have 1 mana left over. That 1 mana carries over next. Or let's say you don't want to play any cards this turn. You end turn. All that 5 mana carries over. So you have 10 mana start next turn. Let's say you don't want to play any cards. You end turn. 10 mana carries over. You have 15 mana next turn. It's very powerful. You can already see the uses of it. That's why everyone that uses this mode and forget about her. Use nothing else. This increases your strength, counter, and poison gain. People don't use it for the counter and poison gain. They use it for the strength gain if they were to dirge. And it gets a nice permanent strength buff as well. In addition, her whole metaphor effect, which is whenever she switches forms, she gets a stack of metaphor or whatever. That's her Exalt. It's a lot of intensive. It's more micromanaging. You don't need to use this to play her well. You can clear every content in the game, never knowing what these do. Only using her this, because this is just the cherry on top per se. Like, this is very strong. Like, if you bother reading this, it's very strong. Should I explain this to you? Probably should. So, you can just skip past this part of the video. This is all useless information. All you're going to use is her in your niche comp, providing you with the niche support effect you want. Whether it be joy, dirge, sadness, anger. That's all you're going to be using her for. You're not going to use her for this. No one's going to use it for this. Basically, every time you switch forms, blah, blah, stack of metaphor up to 3, enhances different effects of the psalm. So this deals more instances of damage, don't care. More heals, don't care. This is useful, this is useful. Carol psalm, useful. These two, don't fucking care. Now her Exalt, nothing to write home about. Is a heal, strength, alienness gain, crit rate, crit damage buff. And it buffs their emotion. You don't care. I don't even level it. I can clear A5 of her. Again, only 2 abilities you should care about. Now, let's talk about her enlightens. E0. You get 1 copy of her, you're done. I only got 1 additional copy because of the random banner. You don't need this. You can get Vuln and weakness from dies when you put her in the dies gelot comp. You don't need this. I already got it. This will probably break your Horla in most cases. What E2 does, most people would say, do not pull her E2. Do not get her E2. If you get her E2, she's weaker. And they may be right. I believe them. I hold true to this fact. In my comps, if I have her E2, she would be practically unusable for my situation. Because what E2 does is it makes all of her cards retained. So ignore this. It means all of her cards. All of her cards are Psalms. Now E3, overall, good. But her E2 is such a huge negative. Now, we know I've talked about retain and how it's good to shuffle through your deck. This is four retain cards. You have 4 retain cards in your hand. Now, on some team comps, and you already have retained with Carol. So what this does is it forces you to play her cards, forces you to shuffle for emotions if you play your cards first. And since it's Ultra unit, first card gets put in Ultra turn. So in many cases, in a lot of team comps, you don't have the mana to play her cards. Like, this is 2 costs, these are 1 cost. On top of what cards you want to play. And your hand's going to be full. There are cases, if you run her on teams without hand size limit, like I don't want her E2 because I run her with Caster a lot. In Caster, you want the plumes. You want to hold as many plumes as possible. And you get these cards you have to get rid of every turn too. So you have to play your cards. And in Arc 2, there's a 10 card limit. So if you get her cards, you have to play them. Retain on every card. Again, in some team comps, you want her E2, but what pulling for her E2 means is that you're limited in the amount of comps you want. Because it makes all this retained. If you already have a team with lots of cards that are retained, you have to get rid of some cards every turn, dude. It's so bad. Let's say you're running her with Calf, for example, the new unit that's in her list. Her cards get retained already. So Calf does not have hand size wheels. Now, you play Horla, Caster, hand size. So all that retained cards, Calf retained with her retained. It's too much. 4 retained card is too much. In practice, this is going to clutter your hand. It's going to be so bad for you, pulling for E2. In some comps. For my situations, it's bad for me. So before you pull her E2, think about where you're going to use her. Think about what team comps you're going to use her with. Do those team comps care if you have 4 retained cards every turn? Do those team comps want 4 retained cards every turn? If it does, get her E2. But once you hit her E2, that means that any other team comps, which, relies on retain, that cannot use 4 retained cards, you can never use them again. Because you cannot choose not to have her cards retained, is what I'm saying. So, if people don't want to watch my videos, tell them that do not pull E2 unless you're 100% sure you can handle the Horla retain. I recommend borrowing a Horla, running it through your usual comps, and see how the retain affects your gameplay. Now, her E3. Very good. First Psalm he's played each turn, Horla gets 10 elements, it makes her Exalt more. It's not great for you to overcome this, but over Exalt, emotion bonus, increases 600%, gains 3 stack, pretty good. Again, is it good enough to overcome this? I do not believe so. Get her E0, save your pools for the Hamel and Corpo and Calf. Get her E0, she functions well on any team. You can function at the Droid bot, or Strength Gang, or Shield. Very flexible. Now I'm going to go over the clips and show you the situations you would use her in. I'm going to go over this clip to show the defense mode of Horla. So let's fast forward. So this is his card about the Horla buff. So this is one way to play Horla. This is what I use Horla most of the time for, is for my caster comp. Or for my gelot comp. So why I don't want E2? Because I want to hold the Onyx Plumes. I want to hold these retained cards. and too many retain cards. Don't want to read too. So I took a while to get my Psalm, but this is the shield gang. So let's see the value here. 55, 28. Okay. It's not Psalm mode yet. It's Psalm mode is the second fight. There we go. So this is the second fight. Let's look at the values here. 15 shield, 25 shield on his Onyx plumes, and on Sangha is 45. We use this, and all of our shields are buffed, including the retained shield. So now instead of 45, it's 55. Now it's 89, now it's 59. It's a flat 20% buff, and it pairs well with Caster, Sangha, all the shield units. It's permanent. As long as you don't switch forms. Everything's permanent. So, as you see here, I'll show you how big of a buff this gives Caster, and why you want to hold as many feathers with the Horla Caster combo. Now, I could kill everyone this turn by Sangha over Exalt. You know how much Sangha over Exalt does, depending on how much shield you have. I'm picking 3 feathers, because I want to get all the shields. Pharaohs give shields too. Why not? I'm going to increase the retained shield some more. And since I'm in sad mode, this defense is going to give a lot of shields. Yep. A lot of shields. Boom. 658 shield, and all the Onyx plumes retained gets additional shield bonus because Horla's in sad mode. Now, I was deciding Exalt, but I wanted to showcase the end turn. So end turn, 1300 shields. That's it for this clip. That's all I need to show you about sad mode. Very good. This is another quick showcase. I recorded all this. I recorded several runs, but this is just the mana. So this is the whole mana thing. It should be in joy form. Carries over next turn. It's a joy. So this, yeah. So all of it carries over. That's basically it. You use Jenkins Rat. So let's say you get a bunch of alienness. You don't do anything, you carry it over. You use that alienness for other stuff. So Calf, this is gonna be a good Calf comp when she release. So you have that 30 plus strength card and Horla and Hamel, and then you have a big burst of Calf. So there's another showcase, which is fake Calf, which is Jenkins. Let's say you get all that mana. Let's see here. Okay, let's say you get 30 mana because of Horla and Hamel. Boom, put it on that. Now you get a big, strong, get him swarm impact. So this is Tawil. She copies the top swarm impact. 22 hits. Again, not that strong compared to other units because it doesn't have that huge strength scaling. So what you can do now is pull, because buff, again, you have to play her differently. Lots of hits. With enough time, you just end turn, you can get like 1,000 of hits on rats. Thousands of riff. Very good. That's it for this clip. So this is the last clip. I'm going to speed up. I did this A4 and A5. I already did this A5 for Horla. Showcase how she works in the premier team that most people use her in, which is Aurora's Gelot team. Aurora is the one who swears by using Horla in this Gelot over Clem, because Clem is dog shit. But Horla in this team, it helps if you stay in joy mode and anger and whatever, because it helps you switch between what you want to do in a Gelot team. Now, staying in joy is very good in Gelot, because before you X or rouse Gelot, you don't have retain. So you get to keep her cards every turn. Also, the alien misgen is very nice in Caro for when you want to feed babies, for example. Because it gives you additional alienness, and you want to Exalt on dies and Gelot a lot. And she's very key to this team. At least this version. This is the most free-to-play friendly team. You can clear all content. Aurora is a free-to-play player in English chat. He's very good at the game, despite his been to Clem. He doesn't even use Clem in this. Clem is dog shit, dude. So the Animus gen is really helpful with Gelot and everything, but it helps you clear everything. Like, we only play Horla cards once. Like, if I speed for this video, you see me like never playing any of the other Horla cards besides, you know, her initial 0 cost, which just gives her joy form. And we just clear like every mob in this stage, alert 4, alert 5. So like go to relic, blah blah. So here, since we have Ultra Turn, so which is a benefit of having Horla in our team, we can just stay in here. The babies give more elements if you feed them, so you have always Exalt, you just hoard them. And it sets up for a very nasty burst turn with gelot. So Insight feeds some alien mist, very good. More alien mist from the Rouse because of Horla's Joy. Insight, like more bone. So now we go into Ultra turn. I'm deciding how to do the most burst this turn. I'm going to do a heavy burst. Remember, my gelot is not whaled out. It's just E3, which is fine. E3 gelot can A5 everything. She's S tier. But this is why she's S tier. I'm going to show you why she's S tier right now. The whole burst of this Horla gelot comp. This is a burst turn. So just look at how many bloodthirsties and why Dorsey cannot measure up at the same investment levels. And this is just with 200 strength, by the way. So that's already 83k and 54k bleed. Again, with only less strength than a normal Dorsey the top runs with. If you have more strength, there's more damage. And you scale with strength with this Horla. It's really good. So this is Ultra turn. We're going to do more bursts. Generally, unlucky this. Generally, we're able to Exalt again on gelot this Ultra turn, but I have to do some finagling to get our Exalt. So, Exalt again. So now, more cards, more bursts. I do this for the damage buff, not for any particular reason. So, Horla is very good. Pull for E1. This works E1, E0. This is E1 Horla. This works the same E0 Horla. You can do the hardest constant in the game with this comp. This is one of the cheaper comps to invest in. None of them are oversold, except for Asia's, and that's a welfare unit I have. None of these units are oversold. You can do A4, A5 just fine. I'll show you the screenshot after this. So, this is just A4 because I want to do it quick. I didn't have the recording when I did this A5. A5 takes some more time and some more relic. So hit me, I wait another turn, and I just get so many flails. You know, I have more damage. Look at all these bloodthirsties because of Lone Seed. I still had all that damage left, and we still killed it. So it can do like 1 million damage or 3 million damage. Moshi showed what a whaled out gelot this comp would do. A whaled out could do like 6 million bursts. So if you don't have a whaled out, like a couple million, it's still pretty good. Like you just think of 1 million, still pretty good. But I reset everything just to affinity farm. But leaderboards, this race, A5, and I did A5 last week too. So let's see leaderboards last week. Flares 400. This week is harder. A5, don't care. A5. Yep. A5, hardest thing in the flirting game. Horla, go straight into this comp. This is what most of you should use Horla on. This exact comp. These wheels could be better again. These are just base SSR wheels. I didn't put Titan Split on her because it doesn't need it. This comp is very good. This is where you should use Horla. Now you're wondering, what wheel should I use for her? Because Corporal stole her wheel. It doesn't matter. Put on Costco. Put on whatever. Put on DR. Doesn't matter what you use on her. You don't care. You're using her as a droid bot. So put Burf if you want. Put whatever you want on her. You decide. Not Esky, because she doesn't have that many cars you want to play that's high cost. So not an Esky bot. Put on DR wheels if you believe in dying. Put on a damage man. Put on whatever you want on Horla. It doesn't matter what wheel she carries. Put on Costco. Again, this is the comp that I use for A5, A4, hardest difficulty. I don't care what the wheels. All that matters is these units, and Horla is just there to give the buff. That is what 90% of you are using her. You're going to put in one form and forget about her. She doesn't do anything else. You play her card once, and you just sell the rest of the cards. Sell every other card. That's all she's good for, and that's fine. Sometimes doing nothing is better than being Clem.